Greetings everybody and welcome to the Metal Magdalene radio show. Today we have with us our special guests, Dutch metal band Alter. Welcome to the show everybody.
Hi.
Okay, so who do we have with us here today?
Janneke, the vocalist.
Wilfred, drummer.
Martin, bass.
Bas, guitar.
And no Marcel.
And no Marcel, yes, he is not feeling well, so he's not able to be with us today. Okay, so Janneke, give people a little history behind Alter.
Oh, well, there's a long history. They first formed in 1992, of course with Edwin Kelder on vocals, and they released
I believe their first demo was called "And God Created Satan to Blame for His Mistakes."
Youth Against Christ, of course, was an album that got a lot of attention, especially from the Christian and Catholic people. Which is fun. They produced a couple of albums afterwards. The band broke up in 2001. Then they tried again with a different vocal dude. I forget his name. Then they disbanded in 2007. And then last year, Marcel asked me to join as the new vocalist, and I said yes.
So how was the new lineup chosen then? Is that what he did? Just ask all of you?
Yeah, basically. I remember people asked him, did you ask a woman on vocals on purpose? And I can tell you from the start he didn't. He just wanted a good vocalist, whether it be a guy or a girl. He didn't care. As long as the person sounds good and has a good connection with the band member. And from there on, he just looked and asked people that were available. And then, of course, we had to check if there was a click between us. And friendship bloomed, and here we are.
And, you guys have 5 full-length albums out. The last one recorded in 2001. Now, with the new lineup in place now, can we expect to hear a new album?
Hell yes.
Definitely.
And now, are you writing this so-called album now?
Yes, correct.
So tell us a little bit what the writing process is like and how you all contribute.
Who do you want to answer?
Anybody or all of you.
Bas, go ahead.
There you
go. Well, the guitar players, they write some riffs, and we connect with Janneke to see if there's a spark. And when we build the song, the drummer and the bass player fill everything in, and we try to make songs with our 5 members.
And now, do you guys live close by? I mean, could you, drive over each other's houses and stuff to do stuff?
Well,
No.
in Holland, everything is close compared to the States, but for us, it's far.
So do you guys do a lot of your stuff online, or do you actually, meet up? I know you guys are all together now. How often do you guys actually meet up?
Once
Weekly.
a week, yeah.
Yeah.
So how far along in writing this album are you guys?
2 songs.
Well,
We're just busy doing the shows and getting everything as tight as possible, of course. So that's our main purpose. In between, we just try to write some songs, and so we're about 2 songs now. So one song we try to finish as fast as possible, so we can make a video clip of it. So you can see some YouTube footage later on this year, I think.
Yep, and the Christians will still not like us.
Perfect. The Christians don't like anybody anymore, so it doesn't even matter. So tell us a little bit about all of you guys now. What were you doing prior to Alter? And, were you familiar with Alter prior to joining this band?
Martin, you can start.
Well, before I was just busy working. Haven't been in music for a while. I was in a band with Bastiaan, the guitarist, before, and with Wilfred Drummer. And actually, my first metal CD I bought when I was 15 was Ego Art from Altar. So that's a cool anecdote.
And you know, Alter's been around for 25 years, so like you said, a lot of you were probably little kids.
Yeah, we were.
Were you even born yet, Janneke?
Of course. 1982, best year ever.
Okay, all right. So everybody else, I want to hear what you guys did prior to Alter, and you know, if you were familiar with the band when you joined them.
Yeah, I was playing in another band, Icons of Brutality.
That's Bas, by the way.
It's an old school death metal band from Holland. And my first LP was Youth Against Christ from Altar.
Oh.
So when Wilfred, the drummer, asked me to see if I can connect with Altar, I said yes, of course, I would like that. And it's been like 9 months I'm in Altar now.
Wow.
And Martin is my best friend.
Aww.
And we go way back, and we have a lot of fun with Altar. So I asked him. So that's a little bit how the connection from Altar and us came out of the ground.
So, Wilfred speaking now, so.
Mm-hmm.
So, so before Altar, I played in a doom stoner band. Mm-hmm. In my early years, like 17 till 22, 23, and I played a show with how do you call it, reenactment of alternative, I think. It's a tryout again from Altar to do some shows. I played with my old band together with them in a venue, and later on I started a new band. It's called Procreation. It's still happening right now. We play like black trash death metal stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't know how you call it, but it's metal, so it's awesome. And I knew Marcel from the town I live, so we already had some beer connection, so we were drinking beers and stuff. And he said, "Yeah, I want to start Altar again." I said, "Oh, okay. If you're looking for a drummer, you can ask me if you want to." So later on, he called me. He said, "Wilfred, do you want to drum in Altar?" So I said to him, "Okay, let me think." Yes. So that's why when I started rehearsing some songs with Marcel, it went great. So and now we're here with the new lineup of Altar, yep. Playing stuff and doing stuff, being metal, and
having a lot of fun.
Yep.
Having a lot of fun.
Drinking beer.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, Anika, your turn.
My turn. Well, I've actually my first. I got started in metal way later than most people. It was when I met my husband.
Last year?
No. When I met my husband in 2002, and the first metal CD that he gave me was in fact Youth Against Christ from Altar. Mm-hmm. And I've always loved that band and always looked up to the vocalist Edwin. So, of course, when Marcel asked me last year to be the vocalist, I asked him at least 10 times, "Are you sure you want me to be the vocalist? And is there nobody else? And are you kidding me? Is this a joke?" So, but it wasn't a joke. And, of course, next to Altar, I have a band, Paper Doll Decay.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff, and you know, Altar, I mean, just from hearing all of you speak, like some of your early metal experiences and buying albums is with Altar, and you know, they're a Dutch legendary metal band. I mean, they're part of the Dutch history, and now you guys are all part of this history too, and you've played some shows out now as the new lineup. So what has the response from people been, and what has the experience been like for you guys playing out there with Altar?
Ooh, it's been mixed. It's been very mixed. We've gotten some response that people say, "Oh, this is totally fucking brutal," and we love your vocals, and we love the whole new lineup, and everything's awesome, and we're so happy you guys are back. But then you have the old school diehard Altar fans who only know the CD Youth Against Christ, and really don't like the fact that it's a woman doing vocals now. So it's mixed.
And what has it been like for you guys now performing out there? I mean, for you guys personally, performing with Altar out there.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a super experience.
Yeah, dream come true.
Yes.
And now you said you have 2 songs written. Now, did you say that you performed one of those live yet?
Oh.
No.
No, not ready. Almost ready.
So, as far as, more shows, what do you guys got coming up for shows and tours?
We've got one every Saturday in October except for the 28th, and then we have in November we've got a bunch of shows, one of which is in Germany, so that'll be like the first abroad basically. And then in December we also have I think two or three shows, one of which is in Belgium. And next year is looking pretty cool, but I can't really say much.
No. So what are some of the sites that people could go to then to learn more about the band, where you're going to be playing, when you have the 3rd song written?
Well, we have the website. It's www.altardominion.nl, I believe. Oh, Altar Official, apologies. altarofficial.nl, and then on Facebook it's Altar Dominion. There's 2 Altar Facebooks circling around. So you gotta make sure that you get the one where you see the new lineup in the logo.
And you guys, from talking to a lot of you, have been friends over the years. So, I mean, how do you feel, as a band and as this new lineup? Because here you guys are, and girl, representing a band that's has been around historically in metal. And, how do you guys feel? I mean, does the dynamic feel right for you guys? And what's it like for you guys? I know that, like you had mentioned, Janneke, that people are like, well, she's not a man, and we're so used to this shit. But usually, as you progress as a band and you go on, people forget about it, and they just are more in the moment, but you haven't written anything yet. And I think that's why you're getting a little bit of this feedback. But how do you guys feel the dynamic of the band is now?
It feels great. I'm playing the songs I listened to when I was young. And it's a really weird experience. You're playing big shows with the songs I like. There's nothing better to explain it, yes?
In the fact that you guys are all friends too, it brings a better dynamic because you're comfortable with each other already, and if you're friends you can usually get pissed off at each other, and there's not going to be any attitude or drama. You could just be like, fuck it, whatever, and just carry on, so it's kind of nice to have that dynamic as a new band, because it's going to be a big struggle at the beginning. But, like you said, you guys could be creative. I mean, it's a whole fresh force with Altar. And do you guys find yourself being creative in this, Altar zone?
Yeah,
for
sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And now when you guys are writing, being the new people, are you thinking in your mind, past Altar music and the stylings of Altar and that kind of thing as you're creating new stuff, or is it just going to be like a whole brand new ball game?
I think Marcel is, of course, the main reason of Altar existing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so he has a main influence in the new songs. So I think he will make the atmosphere of the songs, and then just fill it in with cool stuff as the newbies of Altar. So
yeah, and when I make riffs, I try to think of Altar and the way I feel about it, and try to create something new, but with influence of Altar.
Mm-hmm.
Same for the lyrics.
So it sounds like it's going to work out really good. Like, you guys are all so deeply influenced anyways by this music. And Marcel, of course, has his own distinct writing and sound to it that, you know, and as long as you guys aren't reinventing the wheel and it doesn't sound like you are with this, I think that Alter fans will be happy. I mean, they get the same sound, basically, but just, you know, more energy. You know, it's a whole new band. You know, you guys are younger, you're creative, you have all this energy, you're, you know, fans of Alter anyways, getting out there. So you guys must be pretty excited.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, but of course, you should never start a band wanting to reinvent the wheel of metal because it's been around for ages. So why reinvent something instead of just making it brutal and your own?
That is very true. But as we all know from past stuff that we won't mention, a lot of people do.
I'm not gonna say anything.
We're not going to say anything, but there's some major bands that really did some crap, you know? So, anyways, so that's good to hear. So at least all the Alter fans out there, you know, now we're introduced to the new lineup, and we could rest assured that they're not going to perform a polka or country album for us this time around. They're going to stay just
Oh,
as...
country would be nice. You can do a song about moonshine.
Okay.
You stick with the
Yeah.
banjo.
I like a banjo.
Oh God, you're gonna start scaring people now. Maybe as a bonus track, you could stick a bone us
All about
track.
fun, having fun, and playing the music you like with your friends. It's totally cool.
I know a lot of people are looking forward to hearing the new stuff because Alter's been around for so long, and it is part of history, and it's always difficult. And you guys, you know, I give credit to all of you because it's really hard to just step into something like this that's been around for so long. But, you know, from seeing the shows that you guys have done and seeing the crowds, when you guys are doing the live shows, I mean, I don't see anybody throwing eggs or anything.
Thank God, no. But it's funny that you mentioned it because actually a couple of months ago when we had Dynamo Festival here in Holland, I got to talk to Steve from Exodus.
Mm-hmm.
And I was quite nervous about doing the show at Stonehenge Festival because, you know, it was going to be 2,000 people at least. So it was my first big show. And I knew that there were going to be fans that, you know, had some issues with the new lineup. So I was nervous. And I asked Steve for some advice. I said, dude, how do you deal with this shit? Because, you know, he's been in sort of the same position. And he said, you know what? You just got to fucking own the stage. Just fucking own it. There you go.
And, you know, there you guys have it. Alter has a new lineup, and they're out there still taking the metal world by storm. They promise us they're going to stay brutal, and we look forward to the new music and shows from you guys. And thank you all for coming on the show and introducing us to, you know, you guys and your backgrounds, and all the best with what's going on with the band. And we totally look forward to new music from the band and having you back on when that new album is done.
Hell yes.
Yeah,
Sounds
thank
like a
you.
plan.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Very nice.